Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Tall Tales YouTube channel, and today we are going to be running over my turkey rig for 2024, including my shotgun, my choke, my shells, and what all I keep inside of my turkey vest. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the turkey vest. It's the most simple. This is actually just a Realtree turkey vest I got from Walmart 3 years ago, I think. Pretty basic. You got a couple big pockets, a couple small pockets. You do have the back flap to put decoys in, and the fold down seat also. I wear this whether I'm going to be in blind, whether I'm planning on ground hunting, still hunting, whatever I'm doing, I always wear my turkey vest just because you never know when a blind hunt might turn into a spot and stalk. So it's always good just to have it, at least in the tent, but I normally just keep it on anyway, unless I, just decide to take it off, drape it over the back of my seat. First thing we'll get into is calls. I keep an assortment of calls on me at all times, just for different situations. So we'll go from the bottom pocket up. The first one, I actually just got a new one, is a bone collector. Big shock. There's going to be a lot of bone collector. I'm a big Michael Waddell fan. A bone collector box call, just very straightforward. I like box calls more for a little louder, really getting the sound out there. I feel like a box call does that really well in comparison to like my diaphragm calls. Just because I feel like when I try to be louder with my diaphragms, I tend to make more mistakes. So it's just nice having a little box call. Also, just a different noise. I like to have a lot of different noises. A lot of different tones when I'm going out to call. This is actually a new thing for me. That is why I went with what I would guess would be the simplest, easiest pot call you can get. It's an HS Strut. I've had a few of their calls in the past. They were good. They were good beginner calls. This has actually written on there, as you can see, cluck, purr, and yelp. I actually like the purr better for yelping than I do the actual yelping, because for some reason I can't get it to yelp that way. Next pocket. These pockets are my go-to. Probably what I use more than anything else inside of this vest, and it will be my diaphragm calls. So these are two diaphragm calls. This is actually a bone collector. It's a backup Georgia Peach, just because I really like the sound of it, so I like to keep an extra one in case I lose mine or whatever. And I believe this orange call, I cannot remember what it was for the life of me, but we'll just try it out and see what it sounds like. A little higher pitched. I don't do so well clucking on it, and that's the thing I've learned with diaphragm calls. Different ones, you can do different cadences, different sounds like purrs, yelps. You can get really a lot of different results out of different calls. So we'll go into my Georgia Peach. This one is actually cut to fit my mouth a little better. The other one I'm just keeping because, like I said, just in case, worst case scenario. So I really like the yelp on the Georgia Peach. It's very crisp. It's a little more raspy than, like, I believe this one is a little smoother, not as much rasp. Yeah, not near as raspy, a little cleaner sound, but I cluck really good on that one, funny enough. So that'll probably be for like fly down cackles, which is something I started doing last year and made a world of difference just in getting a response and actually getting gobblers to come into at least visual range. A fly down cackle made a world of difference. What do we have next? Oh. So the last thing I normally carry besides like my license and my vest is my shotgun shells, which I am shooting the Federal Grand Slams. It's not going to focus. 2 3/4 inch, 5-shot, 1.5 ounce. I made the patterning video. They patterned the best, but still not great. And so that's just what I decided to run, and it had the best pattern at 20 yards for sure. Just out past that, it did seem to struggle a bit. So I guess we'll actually go into the in-depth of my gun. I actually bought this year from my dad. This is my Remington 1187 semi-automatic 12 gauge. This is actually the 25th anniversary National Wild Turkey Federation. I don't know if you can read that, but it's really cool. I've loved this shotgun since I was a kid. I always thought it looked super cool. It was always also nice because it's a shorter gun, so it was easier for like me to carry and move around, even though I didn't hunt with this gun until I got older. But it has been an awesome gun. Semi-automatic, 4+1. Just put a new front bead on it before I bought a magnetic high-vis bead, and it did okay, but I just wanted something that was a little more secure, so I actually got a high-vis screw-on bead. The choke I'm running is actually a Carlson turkey choke, .640, heavy shot, lead, or TSS, if you were wondering. It seems to do pretty good. I might try a different choke maybe next year when I have a little more time to play with it, but between work and everything, I really haven't had time. So I actually have not killed a bird with this gun yet, and I'm really hoping to this year. I actually took this Friday off of work. Opening day is tomorrow, actually, Wednesday, and I wish I would have taken off the whole week, but it's okay. We'll get through it. I'm really excited. I'm going to take cameraman out. He's going to be with me, and we are going to try to get me my first bird in, this will be 9 years. 9 years. Not for lack of effort, lack of skill, but I've slowly been getting better every year, and that is all that matters. It's really nice. It has sentimental value to me because it was my dad's. I remember looking at this gun in the gun case when I was younger and always thinking, man, it's so cool. And I told my dad that if he ever went to sell it, I want first dibs. And he called me while I was at work one day and said, hey, I'm going to, sell this gun. Do you know anyone that wants it? And I said, hello. I told you like 6 years ago I went first dibs, and for some reason he couldn't seem to remember that. But yeah, I really have enjoyed shooting this gun over the years. It's just, it sits so well. It's nice and short, so if I'm in a blind, or if I'm, sitting on the ground on my knee, it's just nice to hold out there. It's got a good weight. It's not light, so it doesn't kick as bad as you think a full synthetic would, but it's also not super heavy. Like, it just feels well balanced. Like, once it's on your shoulder, it just really wants to sit there, and that makes it super nice for someone that is incredibly shaky. I'm a terrible offhand shot because I shake like you wouldn't believe. It's pretty crazy. But it does have a little bit bigger of a recoil pad. Like I said, the only thing that does stink about this gun is you can't shoot low charge loads out of it. So like target loads, anything like that, this gun will not cycle them because the spring is made for turkey hunting, hence the National Wild Turkey Federation logo being on it and everything. But yeah, I don't think I have too much more I can say on the gun itself. I really enjoy it, and I'm happy to own it. And it's one of those guns that I will never sell. And hopefully one day my son or daughter thinks it's as cool as I do, and I can hand it down to them. And maybe they can kill a few long birds with it, hopefully with more success than me. But yeah, also funny story about this gun. My dad also gave me the slug barrel for it, and I took a 6-point buck last year, which was pretty funny. I'd never killed a deer with a shotgun, so that was pretty cool for me. That marked that off the bucket list. Now all we got is a bow, and I'll be happy. But that's going to be about it. I do want to say I'm sorry, no video last week. We did go and film, and I'll probably put a few clips here at the end. It was such a mess, and I want to post weekly, but I don't want to post bad videos that aren't up to my standard, because that just makes me feel like I didn't do enough, There's a few good clips, but we just had so much go wrong with it. I shot the target stand and broke it, and about the only usable footage is the funny part of me breaking the target stand, and then we figured out if you take this camera, this is going to be incredibly redneck of me, and you set it on a hat bill, it makes a great GoPro. It's actually really funny. So yeah, I'm going to try to throw in a few clips of that if I can find them. And so that way that video wasn't a complete waste of time, but that's why there was no video last week. I did not feel like it was something I would be proud of putting out, like the bow builds, like the Amazon stabilizer video, like the turkey load video. Even though it didn't get a lot of views, I was super proud of that video and spent a lot of time editing and making sure that it was the best I could do, and I was really proud of it. Whether it gets 100 million views, whether it gets 0 views, that's all that matters. Is that I feel like I did everything I could to make a good video, and last week's video didn't feel like that. It felt rushed. It felt like the video itself wasn't a priority at the time, so it wasn't worth it for me to put it out. I would much rather wait a week, have the time to do something like this, where yeah, it's super simple. It's just a vest. It's going to be a quick video, and it's just a gun, but I know that my bases are covered. I didn't have to rush through. I could take my time, think about what I wanted to say. If I need to pause and think for a second, I can. But yeah, that'll be about it. I'll throw in a few clips right now. Oh, Ear Pro is on.
Wait for the cameraman to get his in. Alright, that was the Beretta. 13 shots, gun is clear. And now we'll go on to the G2C. I think I'm shooting left. Well, definitely trending left a bit, so need to figure that out. But we got it to kind of work, so we're just gonna roll with it for now. So we're gonna zoom in to the target here in a minute. That poor stand has been through it, so I just moved the bullseye down. We had to use a stick and one of the clips in order to make it work. So I'm still shooting left. We'll go ahead and try with the Taurus next and see if I can shoot any better paying attention. Well, I'm gonna guess that I hit the bullseye on that one. Alright. Redneck GoPro POV.
So yeah, that was a little bit of a mess, but I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, that'll be it. The next video hopefully will be me with a turkey on the ground. That is the hope, at least. But that'll do it for this video. We'll see you all in the next one.